Hi, welcome to another exciting episode of the Andre The Beast Crayton Show. Today, we're going to go into the mind of a 25-year-old woman in her journey into the music world. She has numerous, let me call it what it is. What is it called? Is it tracks? Many tracks out, but two of them in particular I really like, and I'm pleased to have in studio. Make sure I pronounce her name correctly. The one, the only, the future Grammy Award winner. I'm going to go and throw that out there. RAD. Welcome to the show, Rad.
Thank you for having me.
So, a usual name. We was talking off camera about your brand and the name. Let's start with that. How did that name come about?
I made it in middle school, and it's stuck with me ever since.
Well, how did you get it in middle school? Like, how did you?
I made it up. I was saying everything is rad.
Really?
It's just stuck.
What does rad mean?
Like cool.
Your own brand, your own name. 25 years old. You're still young. Take the viewers back into your childhood to where we're at now.
I mean, as far as I can remember, I've always wanted to make music. I did show choir, vocal lessons, church choir, the whole 9 yards.
Really? Mm-hmm. Now, you grew up here in the Indiana area.
Yeah.
But is it Avon?
Yeah, I graduated from Avon.
You like Avon area?
Yeah, I still live close.
So what was the bug in music that got you there? You mentioned a whole bunch of areas as it pertains to the entertainment industry, but what was it about music that got you?
I'm not quite sure. I think it's really just the way that music hits a person in general. It resonates with the person it's supposed to resonate with. And with that, I mean, it can get you through hard times, get you to have a great day, just put you in any type of mood that you're in. You can flow with anything you're feeling.
Were you part of a all-girl band or anything like that growing up in school?
No, I dreamed of doing all that stuff, but people really weren't too fond of my singing back then.
What do you mean by that? Because I fell in love with those songs like The Voice. We'll hear that later, but the songs that you produce have a lot of feeling and meaning. So what made them not really gravitate to it?
I think it was more the fact that it kind of took me longer to process the way the song was supposed to flow instead of doing it in my own whatever feels naturally. Mm-hmm. I also had a lot of anxiety, and I still do. So at that point in time, just even getting the pitches to come out right and not being so anxious and all that, it was hard. And nobody really saw like the vision, you know what I mean?
You're the only child, so that's important too, correct? Because
I'm not even talking in my family setting. I'm talking in like school setting, yeah.
Really?
You know, yeah, nothing wrong with. I mean, I loved all my choir teachers and whatnot, but I don't know.
Well, what were they telling you? You saw your vision. Let's stick with the school part. Mm-hmm. You saw your vision, and you're 25 years old. So I keep saying that at a young age. You're still young, but you saw your vision. How did that make you feel knowing that they wasn't resonating to what you wanted, but we're supposed to be the teachers, the scholars to elevate you? How did you keep your elevation going here knowing that you was just a number pretty much?
I mean, yeah, you got to also understand, like, I'm not the average looking musician, female musician. Like, I'm thick, I'm black, I'm got big hair, you know what I mean? And it was always like, even outside of school, it was always straighten your hair for the competition, because I did dance too. So it's, you know, growing up back then, like at that point in time, I know that's not back then for you, but that's back then for me.
Right.
And for a lot of people my age, at that time, things weren't as diverse as they are, as accepting as they are now. You know what I mean?
And you went to Avon, so you're talking about diverse. Like, wow, what was that like in Avon? There's not many of us in now it is, but when I was growing up, we wasn't in Avon. I'm being straight up.
Right.
We was not nowhere in Avon, but now times have changed. But have they really changed? Did you run through any? What were some of the tough times that you had in Avon?
Well, I think this tough time started in Decatur Township.
Okay.
Which is where I went before I went to Avon. But I mean, it's the same thing in both places. People aren't used to curly hair. Just off back, people aren't used to curly hair. So I feel like I was kind of outcasted to start with that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to backlash on Avon or anything. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But you look different, you get treated different. You don't fit into like the popularity or like the basics or whatever. My mom didn't have a lot of money growing up either, so I had holes in all my clothes.
How did that make you feel when you focused on something too? That you had to straighten your hair, you had to look a certain way to even be, quote unquote, to fit in to events that you were part of. I mean, how did that resonate with you when you were by yourself, when you was away from the crowd, when you was away from your mom and your dad?
I mean, I've always struggled a lot with self-image, mostly because of the basic bullying that all of us do go through in one way or another. I think that a lot of that kind of just soaked into my brain. I mean, I was an only child. I spent a lot of time by myself. So there wasn't really anyone to bounce ideas off of or like talk about certain things about. So I think it kind of just like sunk in my head. And that's what Dawn's about. It's about going back to the start and figuring out where I kind of like lost myself before I even found myself.
At what point of your life did you kind of lose it? I listened to Dawn. I listened to both of those songs, and I like the fact that it told a story, and I can kind of put myself in your shoes while listening to that. But about what age did you go down that rabbit hole, and then about what age did you come out of the hole?
Well, I mean, if we're being fair, I've probably been there since second grade, and I'm still at the tippy top.
Trying to get out?
Yeah.
You mentioned your mom. What was you have a close relationship with your family? I do. Your mom and your dad?
Yeah. I'm close with both of them. My dad lives in Hammond, Indiana, and my mom, I was with her.
You mentioned that you really didn't have an ear as you was going through these things. Did your mom and dad know, or did you keep all of the pain inside totally?
I pretty much kept it all inside, and then I was like 12 years old in middle school. Was starting, and I talked about like, Mom, like I need to get some antidepressants, and so I got on antidepressants. What are you talking about? Yeah, no, it was a whole thing. But eventually she realized it did help, and I think that it did help for a certain amount of time.
At 12 years old, how in the heck do you know how to diagnose yourself as depressed?
I mean, if you simply don't want to be alive every day, I think that. So you was having suicidal? Along. I mean, I never really acted on anything, but yeah, I mean, thoughts are crazy when you're just sitting with your thoughts.
I know you said you was pretty much by yourself. Do you even think that there were other individuals as you was growing up, going through school and trying to find yourself that was going through the same thing?
Oh yeah.
You was in. So there was a few of you guys shared the same emotions and feelings.
I never really talked about personal life. I never really talked about home life or anything. When I was with my friends, I was with my friends. We focused on whatever we were doing, riding bikes, walking everywhere for no reason, finding a pond.
Who did you test your music on? Because you still wanted to be an artist. Who did you test your music on, your skills?
I made my first song last year.
Really?
Yes.
How did that come about?
Um, shoot. I started to meet some people that were like in indie music scene, and I was like, well, I've been holding back for so long, I might as well try.
Right. When you gave them this sample of the song, what were their reaction to your music? Because you got your own style. You said earlier that you had to practice certain things with your delivery. What was their reaction to? What was their feedback when they first heard you?
I think it's not really about the people that I first introduced my music to, though there were some good people that I've like known for a long time. But like the main people I introduced my music to, they weren't really crazy about it, But as I've networked and met a lot more people,
So what wasn't they crazy about it? I mean, because you got to take notes.
It's different. It's not for everybody, and that's perfectly fine with me. But I don't know. I don't want to fit in. It's really that simple. I don't want to fit in. I want to resonate with the people that don't fit in.
Okay. What is your style? What is your music style?
And I get this all the time, and it's really, when it comes down to it, I'm just really influenced by a lot of people. Number one would be Mac Miller. If you listen to him, obviously he raps and does his thing, but he's a melody. He does like a melody kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like he's speaking, but it's a song, and that's kind of where I feel like my music fits into. But it's completely out of the box. I've gotten all sorts of different things. I've gotten 21 Pilots. I've gotten Sade. Like, I've gotten multiple things.
Who are your favorite? You're 25 years old. Who are some of your favorite artists? Give me four and why.
Okay. Back to Mac Miller.
Okay.
I've been listening to Mac Miller since 2008. I've always resonated with how down to earth his music is. Obviously, he's got his party songs, but he's himself unapologetically. And I did not say that right, but that's okay. And then I want to go with, I'm going to throw in 21 Pilots. I listened to them a lot growing up. And they're completely different than, they do some type of like emo rap. Yeah, I love it. I think it's great. I listen to all sorts of genres. So, let's see, a third person that I would want to mention. I like Billie Eilish. I love her, the way it's kind of like poetry.
Mm-hmm.
And it just speaks straight to your soul. Back to what I said with Mac. It's just down to earth. You're opening yourself wide open. You know what I mean? You're completely being vulnerable. Right. And that's what I try to do with my music. It resonates with people.
And your last but not least.
This is crazy. But Lil Wayne.
What's wrong with Lil Wayne? I love Lil Wayne.
I sound nothing like Lil Wayne, but I love Lil Wayne. So
how much of all of these four do you bring into your music? A little bit of pieces of all of them, sort of.
Yeah, I feel like with all of them, it's kind of just more so inspirational to continue to be myself, because they have so many haters. All of them. Mm-hmm. All of them have so many haters, but all of them also have their people. You know what I mean? And that just alone inspires me, because all of them have their own sounds. They do their own thing, as far as I'm concerned.
You had a tragic accident, 2020, 9-car semi. Mm-hmm. Had to be totally life-changing.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Tell me about that.
We were headed to church, and at the time, it's crazy because the drummer of Korn and his daughter were coming to church to...
Okay, of Korn?
Korn, yeah, it's a band. It's a heavy metal band.
I like Korn.
Yeah, so he was coming to talk about his confession. And
what do you know about Korn? You're 25 years old. What do you know about Korn?
I know a little bit. But they were coming to church, so pretty much the line was backed up off the interstate.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Semi guy was like, yeah, I was just putting down my coffee type deal. But he killed a whole car of people. So, I mean,
Did you get injured?
not as bad as everybody else. So,
When it was all said and done,
mhm.
what did you reflect on? Because it could have been worse.
I reflected on the fact that, one, I was alive, and two, the reaction I had was to get out of the car and help. So since then, I've been pursuing being an EMT, and that was definitely crazy. That was a big switch because at the time, I was on the way to church. I'm like praying to God. I'm like, do I really need to go be a choir teacher? Like, is that really what I need to do?
That's what you wanted to do?
Yes, which is crazy to think about now because, like, since the moment of the accident, I'm literally saying this in my head before we get hit, and it's like, okay, my mom's screaming on the phone, and I hopped out the car. You know what I mean? And I didn't even realize I was injured until after it was all said and done.
Because you was busy helping other people on the scene.
Yeah, I didn't
Life is crazy.
think about it.
So when did the EMT set in? Like after you had a chance to realize that you're safe, everybody else is?
I didn't take any time to heal. I instantly got a job working as a pizza delivery driver, and then I instantly signed up for my EMT class.
Really? You had no questions in your mind the EMT was the way to go?
Yeah.
Really? That's unusual. Like totally unusual. So are you still taking courses to be an EMT?
I have finished my course. I am working on passing the state test at the moment.
You'll pass it.
God willing.
How's that going to fit in with your music? Because you still have that strong passion for music as well.
I'm actually with, can I say my company?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm with Transcare Ambulance, and they're actually extremely supportive of everything that I do.
Hey, if they're supportive, hey, just give them a shout out. I like that.
Yeah, no, Transcare Ambulance Company, hire us.
Yeah, they're giving you an opportunity. Hey, go for it, man.
Yeah.
Most companies don't even do that.
They pretty much said that if my music does blow up, they still want me to stay, whether it's just a couple shifts or not. So
Awesome. What are some of the struggles that you've had? We're hearing now in the music industry, we hear the word independent artists, and we've had a lot of great independent artists on the show, from Forecast to 12 to Kelsey Marie to Ali E. I mean, they've all graced the stage with their presence, and I've seen Damon Carr, I've seen all of these guys blow up under the MECAP label, and some are independent artists. What exactly is are you an independent artist, or are you under a label? And if you're under a label, why did you go with that label? And if you're independent, why are you going independent?
I'm currently independent because I haven't really got both my feet in the door. I mean, I've only been doing this a year and a half now. Mm-hmm. So I'm still trying to network and get to know everybody, and really it's about meeting people that see my vision. And I have been meeting a lot of people that see my vision, and that's wonderful.
You keep saying that vision. What is the vision? What's your vision?
What is the vision? I think it's really just about finding my audience that resonates with me, and really feel what I'm saying in my music. Like I said, it's not for everybody. So I'm an energy person, I believe in like vibes and wavelengths and all that. So I'm on my own vibe, I'm on my own wavelength, and sometimes people just happen to come visit.
What are some of the difficult things that you had to endure? We hear a lot. Uncle Sid jams through a music convention to help young artists. He does it every year here in Indianapolis. Shouts out to the MECAP label and Uncle Sid's jams for that. I listen to a lot of artists and their struggles to try to elevate, and a lot of it has to do with brand and marketing, and basically reinvesting in your own self. How do you feel about that? Is that a difficult task for you at such a young age? Because you're still trying to it takes money to make money.
It does.
What do you think about that? How's that affected you?
I'm still figuring it out, but I do a lot of things. I also curate shows, and I do photography, so that does bring in some money. And then I do shows regularly also. So working on getting paid for those shows. My mom is very supportive. My whole family is, actually. They helped me get a studio set up in my house. So I've got a whole bunch of people backing me up.
Wow. What's your dream? What's the, if you had to pick the biggest dream right now, what would it be?
The biggest dream. See, and this is where it goes back to that vulnerability. Okay. I think it would just be to go on tour one day.
With who?
With who? Yeah. Like who on the tour?
Yeah.
I mean, if I could open up for Lil Wayne one day, that'd be dope. But I feel
we got
like
the hashtag Lil Wayne and the other guy.
I don't know if he'd love my vibe, but Mac Miller's passed. If that's who you're talking about, yeah, Mac Miller's passed. Yes, he passed in. Nope. I'm not even gonna say it because I'm gonna end up saying it wrong, and I'm not gonna. Okay. I believe it was 2018.
But still going on tour with Lil Wayne would be.
That'd be insane.
Totally awesome. Two different type of genres.
Oh yeah. And he does mess with so many different genres. Like we could do something.
On a more sensitive note, you shared with me off camera the passing of your significant other, boyfriend or whatever. How did that change your perspective on life at 25 years old?
He actually passed in 2021. So at that point in time, I was 22. Or going to be 22 soon. Life's short. And we don't get second chances. And I think that it is the worst lesson that I've ever had to experience. But it definitely made me step back and realize, like, what do I want to do with this one-time shot of a life that we all have. I don't want to not pursue my dreams. I want to shoot for all the stars. You know what I mean? So
was he real supportive of your dream? And
look, I shoved making music so far down back in high school, like that. It wasn't even a thought anymore until I really thought about it last year, and I was like, life's too short. But it really did take that amount of time for me to like get out of the fresh funk of losing him. You know what I mean?
When the song that I was playing and you said that was dedicated for him, what were some of the words in there that really resonated with you and him together?
Dawn wasn't dedicated to him, but it did resonate with him in the aspect of where I found myself lost in the dark. At that point in time when he passed away, I kind of shut down. I was angry at the world, you know what I mean? My religion fell off, the whole 9 yards. And I think bringing myself back up from that has been one of the worst things that I've had to do so far. But I already know he would have been supportive.
Who held your hand through this? Coming out of that dark, or was this just a complete solo?
I mean, my mom, my step parents, my dad, like everybody kind of was there for me in their own way, but it's not really something I come out and talk about. I don't really feel like there's anything that could be said or done to fix the pain that comes from that. It just is. And it's more of coping with it along the way and finding ways to cope with it on a daily basis because it never goes away.
What do you like most? Writing, performing?
Helping you can
others?
Stop. Helping others.
See, got you.
Oh, crap. He had to do me like that. Oh, man. You know what? I'm going to trick you.
No, don't.
Because I've gotten thank yous after performing. People have come up to me and told me they needed that, especially when I've done Dawn. I've had multiple people come up to me.
You're gonna perform a little bit of that. That song is really beautiful, and I play it constantly. And you can listen to that for free on the iambeast radio. The reason I said helping others was because your music if you listen to it, it does impact and help others. I don't think you can, whatever you're going through, if you listen to your lyrics, it's going to take you to a particular moment in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was really
I think
cool.
that's the goal. One of the things I learned when I started making music is try not to make the lyrics suit to just me. Try to make it to where it can resonate with anybody that needs it.
Is that what you was doing at first?
Um,
With your music, making it where it was only resonating to you?
I mean, I would say I or stuff like that. So I try to avoid I, me, my.
Me,
type
myself,
of,
and I?
Yeah. Well, actually, I do say that in one of my songs, but that was one of my earlier songs. So, yeah.
When the other song, not Dawn, but the other song,
Split in two.
I love that one. Love it. What was the meaning for that? There's something in there. I haven't listened to it enough to really understand it, but it's almost like two personalities talking to each other, two individuals talking to each other. Am I right or wrong?
I wouldn't put it that way. So
How
Split
would
in
you
two is
put
for
it?
the ladies, that's for sure. I mean, there's men that resonate with it too, but it's for the ladies. We tend to get ourselves in situationships, and that is really what the song is about. You know, you come together and you're like, oh, you're happy, and then it's like, okay, it's falling to pieces. You've got too much on your plate. You know, I got my stuff. We're split in two.
Interesting. Before we wrap up, and let me say thank you for taking the time to come on to the show and share such an emotional and heartfelt and inspirational story. What's the end game for you? 25 years old, the universe is wide open for you, but there's still obstacles that through the journey of life we still have to go through, and we can't never ask the answers and the questions as to why. But you're 25 years old. What's your end game?
End game. So what, like a 5-year, 10-year? Give me a number, because that'll help.
If I wanted to give you a number, because I see you doing things in the next year, but I give you 5 years. I give you 5 years.
Okay,
Give me the 5-year
so
plan.
5 years, I'll be 30. Hopefully finishing a tour, on a tour, one of the two. I would like to have a family, you know, that whole thing. I think it really just is about enjoying life and being happier where I am in life, and not feeling regretful about anything from the past, and to being at peace with where life is and where God has put me.
How can the viewers reach out to you, get for guest appearances, your music? How can the viewers get in contact with you?
So I have Instagram. It's she's222rad. And then you can find my music under RAD on any platform you want. So yeah.
Leave the viewers what keeps you in that beast mindset every single day you wake up.
I do it for my family. I do it for little me, and I do it for him.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another exciting episode of the Andre The Beast Crayton Show.